Hey guys, in this quick video, I'm going to teach you what you guys need to know so you start climbing the right way, so stay tuned. So climbing is definitely going to be more fun than Peter Griffin becoming Spider-Man.
Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Here comes Peter on the clothesline, but his name's not Peter, it is Spider-Man! Spider-Man!
Alright, so I'm going to kind of break this video down into 4 segments. I'm going to do like first timers, which will be quick. Then kind of like people are starting out, they decided they want to stick with it and what they want to actually get for personal equipment. Then section 3 will be kind of been doing it a little while. And then the 4th one will be like, you know, this is really what I want to do for some time, and then looking down the road. So without stalling, let's just jump right into number 1. Okay, so your first time actually climbing, you're really not going to need any equipment, just some comfy workout style clothes, because you're going to sweat maybe a little bit and get some chalk in them. Don't worry, the chalk will wash right out of your clothes. But a lot of the time when you buy go to the gym for your first time, you buy a day pass, which $10 to $20, $30, give or take. Sometimes you get free rental gear. It's usually cheap if you have to add it on, like $5, $10 for your shoes, harness, and they have chalk there that you can use at the gym. A lot of times gyms will run different promos, you know, your first time's on them, or like my gym, if you're a member, you can bring a free guest. I want to say it's like once a month, and maybe you'll just have to pick up the rental gear, which like I just said is very cheap. And so you really don't need any equipment other than comfy clothes and maybe a water bottle. I will say though, be prepared your first few times climbing, your forearms particularly and upper body is going to be sore. You're going to get that pumped up feeling if you haven't felt that before, right through your forearms. That's very, very normal, and the skin on the bottom of your hands is going to be pretty fragile, so prepare to see pretty sore hands for the next day or two, your first few times climbing. All right, so one of the first things you're going to buy when you decide like, yeah, I like climbing, I want to, you know, keep doing this, is a pair of shoes. I have 2 pieces of advice. One is look at Velcro versus lace up. I personally prefer Velcro because it's way easier to get them on and off, especially when you've been climbing, your feet get sweaty, because climbing shoes, they're designed to fit tight, especially like personal ones that you're going to buy and use for yourself. And the second thing is, please go to a store and try them on. And the reason for that is because different companies, different synthetic or real leather materials, the way they shape what's called the toe box, where your toes kind of sit, how the whole overall shoe fits is designed, is going to feel like on your feet is totally person to person, and how they're going to stretch, quote, mold to your feet. So even if you have to drive a little bit to an REI, EMS, or even the gym that you're climbing at, I really, really recommend that your first pair of shoes, you go try them on and buy them, and please don't just try to guess or try to order them, because I think you're gonna have a hard time finding satisfaction doing it that way. So the second thing you're gonna buy for yourself is a chalk bag or chalk bucket, which chalk bucket's basically just a bigger chalk bag. You'll see them at the gym. Some people who really like bouldering have got the bigger ones, they're Velcro. They're maybe like the size of a lunchbox. A lot of us just use a chalk bag. Those are really cheap, 10, 20, 30 bucks if you're going up. I recommend you actually look around, because if you shop online, Etsy, eBay, people make custom ones, DIY ones. I got my little Crown Royal one that I made on my channel, which you guys have already seen. So chalk bags, I think they're kind of like a personal touch. I think they should, you know what I mean, say a little bit about you, but you know, if you just want one off the shelf, they're cheap. And like I mentioned in a previous video, I recommend you at least try using a chalk ball. Give the loose chalk a try if you want, like I did. And the third thing that you're gonna want to do and get just starting out in climbing is friends/connections. And the reason for that is, you know, like you start making friends, especially climbing indoors, especially in the gym. It's very social. You know, you start asking people for bait on how to do something. You start making friends and having people to climb with, which, you know, gets into rope climbing because you have someone to belay you, but also gets you connected to the outside climbing because people know of different spots, how to get to them, what the routes are, when's a good time to go. And that's really crucial, you know, I think just to the survival of climbing. Why I think it's so much different than a lot of other things is just that social networking and the way people still connect to it. So shoes, chalk bag, and friends are the 3 things you're really going to want starting out. All right, so after you've been doing it a while, the next couple things you want to get for yourself is a harness and a blade device. If you're still climbing at a gym, usually you can rent these. Sometimes they're free for members, but they're cheap, $100, $150. You can get yourself a harness and a blade device depending on what you're wanting. Maybe a little more for the blade device. But a crash pad, you know, if you're going to be doing outside bouldering, is a must, and a helmet. Bouldering, nobody wears a helmet, which I really wish more people should, because the odds of you falling and hitting your head are higher than, well, a lot of outdoor activities. So I highly encourage everyone to get a helmet and definitely wear it. Other specialty things include a bag. You know, I actually used my old backpack that I had in middle school and high school to keep a lot of my rock climbing stuff in, which is nice because it's an old LL Bean. So I just kind of keep everything thrown in there. You get yourself a little tote bag, duffel bag, whatever you want, just to kind of keep your stuff together. Some people actually get a second pair of climbing shoes, because when you start looking at shoes and you guys start researching online, you guys will find out real quickly, like anything else, there's specialty ones that are better for outside, indoor, they're soft, firm, you know, better edging, better smearing, you know, so a lot of people have maybe 2, 3+ pairs of shoes depending on what they're climbing. And more books and literature and trying to learn what's out and available to climb on, I'd say is definitely something you're going to want to continue to look into. Okay, so the final section of this is just going to be kind of like looking down the road. You know, like if you start looking at different kinds of climbing, like ice climbing, which I know nothing about. You got sport climbing, you know, so you might just need some more quick draws and your own rope for doing the lead climbs. You know, if you're someone who likes to trad climb, you're going to need your cams, your nuts. Or if you're someone who likes to boulder, you know, just maybe some more crash pads and maybe a decent helmet. So that's, you know, looking down the road, and that's kind of the point where I'm at. You know, you start looking at different kinds of climbing and what you see yourself enjoying doing the most. Or maybe you're someone who likes to do a little bit of everything, and that's totally fine. I'm kind of that same way a little bit myself. I'm someone who likes to do a little bit of everything. So I hope this video helps. I don't mean for this to sound like the Bible, like the dictionary on climbing. Just like, you know, if you're just someone who's like, okay, I want to go climbing, give me some sort of sense of direction of what I can expect, I'd say that's it. You know, so if you're looking to get into climbing, like I said, just comfy clothes. You know, you rent your gear there, and, you know, if you really enjoy it, get yourself a good set of shoes and a good little chalk bag, and that'll get you pretty far in climbing, because you make friends. And a lot of times if you don't have the gear, but they want you to go, they have extra gear that you can use, you know, so you'll make a lot of good friends, a lot of connections that can take you a long way. So I hope this video helps. I hope someone enjoys it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.